Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is June 20th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor, please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. Let's jump over here to these charts and see what we see. Let me maximize this quarterly chart. Resize this and see what we see. We're seeing a doji on the Dow forming just above pivot on this big time frame. So this is kind of like warning. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Make sure you pay attention to your trading plans and your trading strategies at this time, because this market can be getting ready to make a move with all the other stuff going on in the world at this time. Okay, on this monthly chart, what we see here, we're still, and see the Dow had before tried coming above this 910 moving average, and it ended up now it's below there. So technically we are still in a bear market on the Dow. We are underneath pivot, we are underneath the 910, and this line is beginning to flatten out. So that's not a good sign. That's again, when these lines start flattening out, again they tend to want to roll over. And if they're rolling over, that means the market is rolling over. And also be careful, be careful, be careful at this time. And let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly chart, what we see here, again on the Dow, it's just not looking good. And we close right at the 50 moving average. This is the 50 moving average, this green line that you see here, and you can see that's right. We close right at it. So again, this is showing that they're trying to support this thing, because again, they don't want to jump out of it. A lot of times, based on their rules and their strategies that they have, if they're below the 50, they need to be out of the market at all. No, that's some people have those type of rules and stuff, but we are still above the pivot, so that might be some saving grace there, for this thing won't slam down. Maybe it's just a percentage that they'll get out. But you can see here on this weekly chart, we got lower highs and we got lower lows. Maybe I'm getting too messy there. We got lower highs and we got lower lows. That's one thing that you've got to pay attention to too. Let me, if I zoom in here where you can really see that and delete that again, you can see that these highs are lower and these lows are lower, and we close right at the 50 here. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Pay attention to your trading plans and your trading strategies at this time. All right, let's go ahead and go down to the daily noise and wrap this on up. And all on this daily noise, that zoom in here. I just want to really zoom in here. And because what we're seeing this thing, that the trend has reversed on you, if you haven't noticed that. And this is things you have to pay attention to. We made a high back here last week, and this thing has done nothing but beginning to channel to the downside. So be careful, be careful, be careful. You're at an area where the market kind of consolidated and then found some demand and jumped out of there, but we back down here again, where will it find support here again, and are we going to get a reversal back to the upside, or is it going to end up breaking that support and end up dropping here at this point, right where we're at now? The only thing that might have had some impact on this too, that I'm looking at here today, was option expiration. And this was the third Friday of the month. So that line there, that might have kind of kept things at bay somewhat, but come next week, we're going to be opening up below pivot. This is pivot right here. And I said that last week. I thought we was going to be opening up below pivot, but we didn't. But we did end up slamming, coming back down to the downside. So just be mindful of your trading plans and your trading strategy. Last week we did open below pivot here, but it ended up going above pivot right away, and then it came back down to the downside. So when below pivot, I expect it to stay below pivot. That's why. So I'm talking about looking at the central pivot itself, because below pivot, usually most people like to think that the market is kind of bearish. Above pivot, people think the market is kind of bullish. Technically looking at the market, another way of technically looking at the market. But that's it. That's pretty much all I really want to share. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. This is Right Side Trader. Have a good one. Bye.